it's been a while since I have created a video. So in this video I'm going to be going through how I create my own YouTube AI agent or AI assistant. And I come from a non-technical background, so for me, trying something like this and learning about AI agents has been something that I've been procrastinating about, and I've just, I guess, feel like a bit like threatened by, not threatened, but intimidated. So yeah, I decided to put a lot of time the past few weeks to set this up for someone who is non-technical. There has been a lot of challenges along the way. I wanted to give up so many times, and I was like, maybe I just can't do it. I actually use Claude AI to help me, and I vibe coded my way through creating this. So if you're someone that is new to creating your own AI agent, like me, who doesn't come from a technical background, please, I hope this video kind of inspires you to try out different technical projects like this. My background is a data analyst, so in my role I do help create these data pipelines and prepare data, and coding is has been the most big part of my day. It's mainly SQL, and that is also pretty new to me as well, coming from an analyst who is working in the media space. And my first technical software that I've used is Excel. So yeah, from the beginning I didn't know much about Excel. I became more confident in using Excel, and then now I'm using SQL. So yeah, if you told myself last year that I would be coding or vibe coding, I wouldn't believe you. And this just shows how fast technology grows. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I just want to make a disclaimer that I don't know everything, and if I say something that is not correct, feel free to put comments below and teach others. So yeah, I think this video is going to be quite long, but I try to keep it short. I know we all don't have all time to sit down and listen, so if you guys just want to watch this when you are doing something in the background, feel free to, and I'll see you in the next one. So just to give you a basic understanding of how I try to make this AI assistant work. So the purpose of this AI assistant is to analyze my YouTube channel performance data and bring me back recommendations on how I can improve my strategy. So this could be a common issue amongst any YouTubers who that kind of work on gut feeling, and that's something that I've always kind of worked on, and doing my own research by watching other people's videos. But I also wanted to make use of data and to see if it backs up on what I actually am thinking of, what's working and what's not. So I decided to learn about MCP servers, and MCP server is basically a universal plug, and this allows AI models to connect with data sources and external sources. And what it does is it basically acts like a bridge. So usually when you go on ChatGPT or Claude AI or Gemini, you will have to you have to upload your data sources if you want it to read it. But instead of doing that, you can create an AI agent where you have an MCP server that defines what exactly you want from those external data sources. So that's basically what I did. So I have bit notes on the side if you're thinking of what I'm looking at. So basically, an MCP server is a Python script. So if you don't know what Python is, it's a coding language, and it is powerful when it comes to communicating to different systems. So the three tools, we call it a MCP tool. Tools that I have defined include this. So these are all related to YouTube, what I want from my YouTube channel. The first one is get the channel stats. The second one is get the top videos, and the third one is get growth trends. So all of these tools is to run a SQL query on BigQuery. So BigQuery is basically a place where I'm storing my data, and this is on a Google Cloud platform. So this is on a cloud rather than on my own computer. And I did not pay for any of this. So yeah, this is not running like a huge file, huge data set, so I haven't paid for that on my SQL. Basically, the MCP server wraps the tools so that Claude can call them and when you ask it. So for example, if I'm asking what are my top stats for the month, the MCP server already knows what I want from the data source, and then it will bring me back the information. So a simple analogy is that I am the customer, and the Claude is the waiter, and the MCP server is the kitchen, and the BigQuery has the actual ingredients. So yeah, I hope that helps, and yeah, let's get to it.
Hey guys, so this is my 2 workflows that I have added onto N8N. So the first one is the sync YouTube data workflow. So basically this workflow allows me to access my YouTube channel metrics. So when it comes to the stats and subscribers, the views, and yeah, the watch time of my channel, and also video metrics as well. So there's a few things you will need to set up. You will need to set up your BigQuery, and you also need to set up your credentials. So credentials authentications is used for security reasons when you're accessing data from your YouTube channel, the YouTube channel API, and also allowing BigQuery to actually extract the data from YouTube. You also need to create your own service account. So please read that up and set that up before this. So the HTTP request is basically to get YouTube analytics. It basically calls the YouTube API and asks it what are the views, watch time, and subscribers gain, and the API sends it back a response, and it usually looks like a raw arrays with no labels, so just numbers. And then I use the authentication Google O2 API, and the JavaScript is basically to label the data because it's just numbers. We need to know where the numbers belong to. So there are columns that I've created on BigQuery. So this includes the report date, views, watch time minutes, average view duration, and subscribers gained. And then the last bit is to insert the data onto my BigQuery table. So think of BigQuery, the table is like an Excel spreadsheet. And within your tab, you have a table, and you have rows, you have columns, and these columns are named like these, report date, etc. And basically you want to insert the data into the table. So that's what I'm doing, and you can see at the top my credential is the Google service account that I created. And yeah, I got really confused whether I should use the service Google account or should I use a different one. So I had to really understand do I want to use the O2 one, but this is the best practice. And basically I'm doing the same thing but with the this is a channel daily metrics, and then in this one I'm doing it for my video daily metrics. So same thing again, I'm getting the data that I want. So this URL, I basically use Claude to vibe code my whole way. So if you are struggling with the technical part of it, I would definitely recommend Claude AI, Anthropic Claude AI for this. And then once again, you can see I'm inserting my data into the video daily metrics. So if you think of it, I have 2 tables that I'm storing my data. Yeah. So that is my sync YouTube data workflow. Now I'm going to go through the main part. So this is my YouTube AI assistant. This took me the longest to do and set up. So basically, you do really need an AI agent node here. So these are called nodes. And for your AI node, you need an LLM model, you need a memory, and you need tool. So the LLM model I chose for this project is the Anthropic Claude AI. I'm using Claude Sonnet 4.5, and I played around with using a local LLM called Olama, but my laptop isn't that strong, and I wouldn't recommend that because it made my laptop shut down. Lesson learned. And I also tried Gemini, but it didn't work as much. It was hallucinating a lot. So I decided to pay for Claude Pro plan, which is about $34. And then I also paid for the Claude Console API, which was $5 credit. So total I spent like about $39. And then simple memory here, it wasn't hard to set this up, so I just chose a connected chat trigger node, and yeah, context window length 5. And then for here, the MCP client. This is have my notes here. This is basically the connector between your N8N and your MCP server. So for it to communicate to each other, you need to set this up. You need an endpoint. So this is basically like a phone number, and think of MCP client as the phone. This is where it's a communication channel between these two. So it tells you like YouTube MCP is the Docker container that I have named it, and 8080 is the port. And the slash MCP is the specific path. And yeah, if you're confused on how to set it up, I use Claude once again to help me out with this. And then for your server transport, this is basically the communication protocol. This is like the language that they speak in. I use HTTP streamable for this. So this is like a modern standard that allows you back and forth conversation between N8N and your server in real time. So yeah, basically the MCP server is the phone. Once again, the endpoint is the phone number of your MCP server. The server transport is the language they speak to each other. So yeah, that's basically it. This took me a while to set up, especially connecting to my MCP server. The MCP server is basically a Python script, and I used Claude to create this, and I downloaded it onto my computer and saved it to a file. I recommend saving all of this into one file. Your MCP server, and also let me have a look here. This is I saved like all my JSON, so there's all my passwords for all the authentication, and all my Docker files. So yeah, everything in one folder helps you a lot when you're doing this. And yeah, that is basically it. And yeah, and if you have any questions, please let me know. Hey guys, so I'm just gonna test out if it works at the moment. So what are my YouTube stats? Okay. Let's see if it's running. And then here are my stats.
Hey guys, hope you liked my video, and if you guys want me to create similar videos where I walk through my projects, let me know, because this is still pretty new to me and I feel like it really helps me understand better about AI agents. And yeah, see you guys next time.